What's up, Ramley? You are now in the kitchen with Chef Nixon for all your fixings for the latest and greatest of VCU men's basketball. So, VCU hosted Seattle University this Saturday. How'd it go? Let's get into it. All right. So, Seattle, they come into this game with a record of 2-1. Um, Looking over their previous games, they lost to North Arizona. Who? Right. They had a really close game with Prairie View. Who? Right. I wasn't too impressed. I watched a couple games as well. Wasn't too impressed with them. I thought there was a lot of things that we could do to exploit them. However, I did see that their defense, it doesn't really wow you. However, it does have moments where it looks elite. Moments. Um, and I won't say elite, but it looks like a really good. It looks like a really good defense. Um, so regardless of their competition, they're a very capable team. They're led by two guards, one of which loves to drive, put pressure on the rim, find others, get off for himself, of course. Pause. Um, Alex Shoemaker, point guard, and then the other one is a complete scorer. He really wants to come off screens, pin downs, handoffs, any way he can get the ball with an angle to shoot or get to the cup and score. And that was Cameron Tyson. Both of them are averaging 15. Cameron Tyson's averaging like 15 and 4 rebounds. And Shoemaker's averaging 15, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So they're a deadly duo. And coming into this game, I was under the impression that we needed to stop them in order to be successful. But Seattle wants to play at their own pace. They want to keep things at a medium pace. They don't want to go up and down for real. And they love to crash the boards. They have big bodies that are physical and like to get extra possessions. So VCU, on the other hand, coming into this game with a record of 2-1, still with the aroma of victory in the Siegel Stewart Center after an impressive win over Radford. A lot of people want to see if they can build on that. They had probably the best half of basketball the second half against Radford, and that really got people's ears up and started paying attention to what this team could be. And I'm not sure if that's. I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get into it because I think there's a lot of things that contribute to that. However, we're looking to continue that success and build on that. The thing that stands out to VCU the most is their slow starts and excellent finishes. It's been the story this year. But with that, we all are aware of college basketball. I know we've been watching Dayton, St. Bonaventure, and George Mason, Duquesne, all these different schools out of the A10. And we're well aware when the competition steps up, there are going to be consequences for playing 32 minutes of good basketball instead of 40, or 20 minutes of good basketball instead of 40. You know what I mean? That stuff is gonna bite you in the tail when you start playing better competition. So, 2 o'clock game on Saturday. How will they do? How will they come out? Let's get into it. So, I want to start doing this. Just talking about some of the keys to the game beforehand. What I thought. I thought Seattle wanted to protect the paint, and I think they wanted to limit turnovers. VCU has a lot of success when they get into the paint, whether that be for kickouts or whether it be for just one-on-one scoring. Our success starts with paint touches. So it's imperative for Seattle to keep us out. And they want to limit turnovers. Seattle is averaging just under 20 turnovers per game. And of course, with a team like VCU who sometimes struggles, I can't say sometimes, who struggles in the half court offense, you don't want to help them out by getting them in transition. So you want to limit turnovers. For VCU, you want to slow down the guard play. Uh, Alex Shoemaker, Cameron Tyson, both averaging 15. Both are certified buckets if you're not paying attention or if you're not locked in the way you need to be. And also, you're going to rebound the ball. Uh, the Red Hawks, they they crashed the board pretty tough, and you don't want to give second chance opportunities, especially to those guards or even the bigs for little putbacks and garbage points. So, unlike most games, this game Saturday afternoon, pretty decent weather. Started off to a beautiful start. VCU got off to a really good start to the point where most people thought that this game was going to be a blowout. I think we had a lead 21-8, and everything was looking up and up, and the energy was good, everything. And then things just became stale. You ever had like a bag of chips you had in your pantry, and somebody didn't roll it down right? They kind of just left it slightly rolled, so open. They say some Doritos or something like that, Cool Ranch. And you go in there, you're hungry. You go in there, you stick your hand in the bag, you smell it. Ooh, you can't wait to take a bite. And then you take a bite, and it's just, bleh. That's how this game went for the majority of it. It was just, yeah. Uh, it was just missed layups, missed open shots, defensive lapses. I mean, miscommunications, failure to switch properly, leading to open shots. It's just bad basketball. I mean, we started out so well, and then just took a deep dive. And you would think that we would have it would be the opposite. Alex Shoemaker, the starting point guard, averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, picked up 2 fouls early. 2 fouls early. We're thinking like, okay, one of their two-headed one of the heads of the two-headed monster is down at least for this half. We should be able to extend this lead, pull away to where the second half we can really coast on to this victory, and enjoy the rest of our Saturday. However, when Shoemaker got in foul trouble, goddamn, the White Mamba stepped up out of nowhere. Kobe Williamson, 6'8" forward for Seattle. And he just went to work. And it was like YMCA style buckets he was giving us. Back down, quick spin, reverse layup, back down, back. One time he backed Furman down from the right. It was like mid post on the right hand side, and he backed him down all the way to the left hand side of the rim for a finish. It was baffling to me that we couldn't get a stop against the guy. It's also worrisome. We're gonna play some really good bigs coming up soon, so we got to figure that out. However, Cameron Tyson was able to come off screens with poor communication, knock down some threes. He finished the half with 12 points. Kobe Williamson added. I mean, he dominated for a stretch of this first half, and they carried Seattle. They really did. And then somehow, even with that, it got even staler for VCU. It got even staler. Like, I was like, dang, okay, the Cool Ranch is bad. Let me just go throw these away. And then, see, I don't know about y'all, but I like the sweet and spicy, the purple bag of Doritos. So it's like, okay, boom. Okay, the Cool Ranch is stale. I got the purple bag. Let's go get the purple bag. I get the purple bag, mouth watering, take a bite, and it's even worse. I don't know how that happened, but it got even worse. It got to the point where Seattle started daring us to shoot threes. I'm talking about Michael Bell on the wing, and they're like at the free throw line. going under screens. We're missing. Can't hit one. Can't buy one. Max had 0 points. Zero. I don't think he even had a shot. Like what? It was really weird. It was really weird. Things got chippy. And when you think things couldn't get worse, Wheeler gets thrown out of the game for throwing a forearm shiver to the face of a Seattle player, receiving a flagrant two and getting tossed, putting more pressure on the front court, who was already riddled with foul trouble, along with uh, along with Williamson having his way already. It looked really bad. It looked really bad. Seattle took the lead with like 3 minutes to go in the half and held on to it going into the half up one. Um, and it was one of those things where it's like, what is going on? The energy was just off. Even in the atmosphere in the stews, it was just off. It felt weird. It was just off. It was just off. And I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if the 2 o'clock game uh, messes with the guys. I mean, I used to love the 2 o'clock games because we had the rest of the day to ourselves afterward, especially on a Saturday. You had the not the pep rally, but the tailgate before the game. Everybody's in good spirits. I would have loved that getting out the game and then going and having a good time with some of the fans, my boys, the team. It'd have been good, but it just felt off. And you come out in the second half, and it was just more pain. It was more painful to watch. It was more painful to watch than looking at a couple trying to decide where they want to eat for dinner. Well, I don't really want that. But what do you want? I don't really know. Well, let's go here. No, painful. However, VCU found themselves down 7 minutes. Down, excuse me, down seven with 10 minutes to go. And I'm thinking like, yo, this can't be real. Like we got to figure something out. We can't lose to Seattle. We can't do it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. We already dropped one to McNeese. Seattle will be a backbreaker. It was a bye game. We paid them to come here. You know, they had some. They played against Coach Odom last year, and so he decided to bring them. And I guess it's like this is supposed to be a confidence building game in my mind. And we find ourselves down seven with 10 minutes to go. Now, for me, I'll tell you what I was saying. I thought that we should have pressed them. Well, why? Ed? Why would you say? Why would you say that? Why do you think we should have pressed them? Because in the first half, we pressed them once, and they had to call a timeout. And then in the second half, we pressed them a little bit, and Shoemaker almost runs out like he's in the middle. He's in the backcourt, but he almost ran out of bounds trying to avoid the trap. And the fact that there was no one there to help him lets me know that he's the only one that really wants to handle the ball. So I'm like, well, hell, if we press these mofos, not only will we help our offense is struggling in the half court, we'll be able to get some steals and get out in transition. They only got one guy. They only had one guy that wanted to handle the rock. If we press him, he's going to be dead tired. He's going to make silly decisions, turn the ball over, take ill-advised shots. We're going to speed up their offense. They like to play at a pace. We're going to speed up their offense, miss shots, long rebounds. We're in transition. And we started to do that towards the end, which was great. But I thought we could have been pressing them. Any team that has one ball handler, you suppress them. Any team, any team. Now I don't know how much VCU has actually worked on the press. I know they have some familiarity with it, but I don't know how much they really worked on the press. Um, but they did it a little bit, and it worked a lot. Um, and the turning point in the game for me starts with Toby Lawal. VCU's offense looked lackluster and disconnected, partially because we couldn't buy a shot. We kept getting down down in the shot clock and passing to Jay Nell, the smallest guy on the court, telling him to go 1-on-1 or 1 against 5. It was just weird. Um, and I really want to see Furman. This is something that's really going to help. I really want to see Furman. Furman has to start putting in some more work. And I know you don't just get better. Just the work you do in the off season is what helps you in the season. But if I want Furman to really start burying people under the basket, using that big body of his, and really try to bury people. Get an offensive foul a couple times, trying to bury people under the basket, so that we can throw you the ball and you can just lay it up. Instead of setting a screen and there's no real threat to the roll. Bury somebody, break their ACL, bury them under the basket, so we can throw you the ball in situations to get an easier bucket than forcing Janelle or Zev Jackson or Max to hoist a 30-foot three contested. Or Toby, you do it. There's gonna be plenty of times you're gonna have a smaller guard on you or somebody not as athletic. Bury their tail under that basket and explode over the top and lay the ball in. But however, I digress. Toby Lawal is where the run really starts for me. Zev Jackson has been playing decent this whole game, but Toby Lawal is where it starts for me. 2 big threes when we needed it. And it's one of those things where everybody's like, no, no, no. Because you're not used to seeing Toby take those shots, take and make those shots. But we all know Toby not we all, apparently. But I know that Toby's been putting in that work. I've seen Toby's 3-point shot get better. I've seen him in practice knock down shots in those same type of situations. I've seen it. I was surprised he took him. I was surprised he stepped into him with confidence. Not even confidence, I'm surprised he took him, really. But I know he's capable. And he stepped up to the plate and knocked 2 big threes down. Both assisted by Max Shogler. Knocked them both down. And then he gets an offensive rebound and 1 assist. This is his only assist of the game. He passes it out to Jay Nell on the wing, who knocks down a 3 to give VCU their lead since they lost it in the first half. And he wasn't done there. Because later on, which at this point in time, it's already, I think it's less than 8 minutes to go in the game. Matter of fact, let me check on that. Because the reason it was so important because it came at such a crucial time. It was seriously like, okay, if he doesn't hit this, we're gonna be in some hot water. And Toby Lawal, like I said, knocked down those 2 threes, clutch like. Let me see here. Seattle. Let me see here. Huh? Let me check this out. It was 1 minute and 58 seconds left when that play happened. Toby Lawal, offensive rebound, kicks to Jason Nelson for the made 3-point jumper. The crowd starts to get rowdy. Seattle calls a timeout. The next play, the next play, Seattle runs their offense. Shoemaker takes a three. It's missed. One of the big bodies, Chatfield, I think it was the center, gets an offensive rebound. And he gets an offensive rebound and he's pushing Furman out. So there's nothing between him and the basket. Furman is out of the picture. He goes up for a layup. Toby LaWall comes out of nowhere and blocks the shot. Zeb gets the rebound. Saved the game. The score was 54-53 at the time. 54-53. When that block happens, there's a minute and 18 seconds left. Now you tell me, are you confident if they score that bucket that we can come down and score? How confident are you in that at this juncture in the season? That was single-handedly the biggest play of the game. VCU ends up escaping the disaster by the skin of the teeth, winning 60-56 over Seattle. Seattle. Kobe Williamson, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Cameron Tyson, 15 points, 4 rebounds. For VCU, Zeb Jackson led the way, 20 points, 6 rebounds. Clutch free throws at the end by Zeb. Max Shoga. Granted, he didn't have. I still want Max to be way more aggressive than what he's doing right now. Way more aggressive. It's almost like he's hurting the team by not being aggressive. But he finished with 7 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Good game. But the low-key player of the game, and it really ain't that low-key at all, Toby LaWall. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and the assist. So, moving forward, VCU, they head down to Orlando for the ESPN event invitational to first face the 4-0 Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State is led by, I'm trying not to butcher this, Milian Momklikovic. Muklilovic. I don't know. I tried. Keyshawn Gilbert and Tremaine Lipsey. All of them are averaging just over 14 points. And I looked at the stat comparison for this game, and the stats show that we should probably get our tails kicked. They have a heavy advantage when you look at the VCU, what VCU's averaging, what Iowa State's averaging. It's not in our favor at all. However, I don't think they've been battle tested. I don't think they truly faced adversity. They haven't played a team with a winning record. And they lost Hassan Ward, the starting 5, to an injury. I don't think he's out for the season. I think he'll be back, but he's definitely not going to play against us, I don't believe. But VCU has been battle tested. They have been in thick games. They had to bite down and get a stop. They've had to execute and get a bucket. They've been in these tight game situations to where if it's a close game, and I think it can be, I think we're going to play up. We're going to play up to our talent, to our opposition. If we keep it close, I'm betting on VCU. I'm betting on VCU. Now, I know just a quick synopsis. I still got to watch some film on Iowa to see exactly how they play. But let me tell you some of the teams they played. Don't get me wrong. You play who you play, and you know whoever's on your schedule, you play to win. All right, so they played Grambling, beat them 92-37. They play Idaho State, beat them 86-55. They played, let's see, who is this? Who the hell is this? Lindenwood. They play Lindenwood, who's 0-2. They beat them 102-47. Lindenwood also got spanked by Nebraska. They got spanked by Air Force. Yeah, so I just don't really know how good Lindenwood basketball is. And then they played Green Bay and handled them 85-44. So I don't think that Iowa State has been in any close games. Well, it's apparent they have been in any close games. Uh, so we don't know how much dog do they have. They may have talent, but how much dog do they have? Will they be able to face if we play them tough and things get tight? How will they react? Not quite sure. I think this game is going to be pretty even. Whoever really wants to win the most and goes out there and plays their heart out, that's who will win the game. I'll be there. I'm definitely going to do a video on it too. So, y'all stay tuned. And for those who are going to be down there, let's take a shot. All right? So until next time, never quit, stay humble. Peace.